Walk onto any used car lot in America, and you will see them parked in the back row, dusty, ignored, marked down twice already because nobody under 50 wants to be seen driving them. Meanwhile, the salesman is steering every customer towards some lease-return German SUV with an extended warranty he is praying they will buy. Here is what 24 years under the hood has taught me. The 3 luxury SUVs I am about to show you are the ones I tell my own parents to buy. They are the ones I put my mother-in-law into last spring. They are the ones that get into my shop with 180,000 miles and leave with nothing more than an oil change and a handshake. And every single one of them was engineered in a way that makes life easier for older drivers without screaming old person car from the curb. I am talking about luxury SUVs that seniors can step into without a grab bar, see out of without craning their necks, and own for a decade without a single repair bill that makes them call their kids in a panic. The third one on my list is good. The second one is great. But number one, that is the SUV. I would hand the keys to my own father tomorrow without a moment's hesitation, and I am going to tell you exactly why. Let us get into it. Number 3, Acura RDX, second generation, 2013 to 2018. This is an underrated, senior-friendly luxury SUV. The third pick is the SUV that nobody talks about because Acura has the worst marketing department in the luxury car business. They build mechanically excellent vehicles and then advertise them like it is an apology. That is exactly why this thing is a gold mine for seniors right now. Last fall, a retired school teacher came into my shop with her daughter. She was 71, she had just had her left knee replaced, and her old Subaru Forester was killing her every time she had to climb in and out. Her daughter was pushing her toward a brand new Honda CR-V, because in her words, Mom needs something reliable. I asked them what their budget was, $16,000. I told them to give me an hour, then come back. I pulled up 3 listings on AutoTrader, called a buddy at a wholesale lot, and found a 2016 Acura RDX with 64,000 miles on it for $15,400. All-wheel drive, leather, heated seats, the whole package. They drove it home that weekend. She came back 6 months later for her first oil change, gave me a hug, and said her knee had not hurt once getting in or out. That is not me selling you anything. That is a real customer telling me a real thing. Here is what makes the second generation RDX so special. And this is the part Acura should have been screaming from the rooftops. They put the J35Y6V6 in this thing. That's a 3.5-liter, naturally aspirated, port-injected V6. Pay attention to those words because they matter. Naturally aspirated means no turbocharger to fail at 90,000 miles. Port-injected means no carbon buildup on the intake valves like every direct-injected German competitor on the market. This engine is the same family as the one in the Honda Pilot and the Honda Odyssey, both of which routinely cross 250,000 miles with nothing but fluids. It's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, not a CVT, not a dual clutch, a real traditional torque converter automatic that Honda has been refining since the early 2000s. I have seen exactly 2 of these transmissions fail in my career, and both of them were because the owner never changed the fluid, ever, like the original fluid from the factory at 180,000 miles. That's not a transmission problem. That's a human problem. Now let's talk about why this matters for older drivers specifically. The RDX seat height is 23 inches off the ground. That is the sweet spot. You don't have to climb up like you are scaling a 4Runner, and you don't have to drop down like you are getting into a sedan. You slide in. The doors open to almost 80 degrees, which means anyone with a stiff hip or a bad back has all the room they need. The greenhouse is huge. Visibility in every direction is excellent because Acura did not yet ruin it with the giant rising belt lines that newer SUVs all have. Current market price on a 2016 RDX with under 80,000 miles is running $14,000 to $17,000, depending on trim and region. Compare that to a same year BMW X3, which is $19,000 to $24,000 and will cost you $2,800 in repairs in the first 2 years if my shop history means anything. Repair Pal puts the RDX annual maintenance cost at around $497. The X3 is $1,034. That is not a typo. That is double. When you go shopping for one of these, here's your checklist. First, check the power tailgate. Some early models had a motor that gets weak around 100,000 cycles. It is a $380 fix if it fails, so use it as negotiating leverage. Second, listen to the VTEC system at idle. You should hear a smooth, even purr. Any ticking that does not go away after warm-up means a previous owner ran it low on oil. Walk away. Third, check the rear differential fluid on all-wheel drive models. Acura recommends changing it every 30,000 miles, and almost nobody does. If it looks like coffee, factor in $150 to service it immediately. The RDX is the sleeper pick on this list, but the next SUV is the one that mechanics actually fight over at auctions because they want one for their own family. Number 2, Lexus GX 460. The second pick is, in my honest opinion, the most over-engineered luxury SUV ever sold in America that nobody outside the Lexus crowd seems to know about. And I will defend that statement until the day I retire. A couple of years back, a man came into the shop in his late 60s, a retired engineer, the type of guy who asks 3 follow-up questions for every answer I give him. He was driving a 2008 Mercedes GL 450, and he had just been quoted $4,200 for an air suspension repair. He wanted to know if it was worth fixing or if he should sell it and buy something else. I told him to sell it that afternoon. He asked what I would buy in its place. I told him a Lexus GX 460, and I watched him look at me like I had suggested a tractor. 2 weeks later, he came back in a 2014 Lexus GX 460 he picked up for $24,500 with 91,000 miles. Today, that truck has 168,000 miles on it. The only thing it has needed is a battery, brakes, tires, and one wheel bearing at 152,000 miles. He sends me a text message every January telling me what he saved compared to what the Mercedes would have cost him. Last year's number was $7,800. Here is why the GX 460 is mechanical poetry. The engine is the 1UR FE, a 4.6-liter V8. It is naturally aspirated. It has port and direct injection together, which solves the carbon buildup problem that plagues every other direct injected V8 on the market. It uses a timing chain. There is no turbo. There is nothing electronically clever to brake. Toyota engineers built this engine for the international market, including parts of the world where there is no Lexus dealer for 1,000 miles. They designed it to be repaired with hand tools in a barn. That is not an exaggeration. It is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission that Toyota has been making for more than 15 years, with effectively 0 changes, because they got it right the first time. The transfer case is full-time 4-wheel drive with a torsion center differential, which means you can leave it in drive in any weather, on any surface, and never think about it. For a senior driver who does not want to mess with buttons and modes, that simplicity is everything. Now the senior-friendly part. The GX has a step in height that is higher than the RDX, but Lexus put a side step on every model, and the door opening is enormous. My customer with the bad back actually finds it easier than his old Mercedes, because he can sit, then swing his legs in instead of having to fold himself into a low seat. The seats are heated, ventilated, 10-way power adjustable, and the steering wheel telescopes a full 4 inches. You can dial in a seating position that fits a 5'2" grandmother or a 6'4" grandfather. The seats deliver real comfort, and the cabin is easy to live with. RepairPal rates the GX 460 at 3.5 out of 5, which sounds modest, but here is the catch. That rating includes shop labor at dealer rates. The actual frequency of repairs is among the lowest of any luxury SUV ever measured, which speaks to its reliability. Average annual cost is about $750, but in my experience working on a dozen of these, real-world cost is closer to $400 a year if you have an independent shop you trust. Major repair probability is 9%, half the luxury SUV average. Pricing today on a 2014 to 2016 GX 460 with under 100,000 miles is between $24,000 and $30,000. That sounds like a lot, until you realize the same year Mercedes GLE is running $22,000 to $28,000 and will need $5,000 in repairs in 3 years. Or the BMW X5, which depreciates faster but costs 3 times as much to maintain, which affects value. Inspection checklist. First, check the air suspension on the rear axle. The GX uses a rear-only air system and it is reliable, but the bags can develop slow leaks around 130,000 miles. A new bag is about $400 installed, cheap, but verify it is working. Second, check the side-swinging rear door operation. It is a $600 hinge replacement if it sags. Third, look underneath for any aftermarket lift kit or off-road damage. Some previous owners take these things rock crawling, which they are built for, but it will add wear to the suspension. Who should buy a GX 460? Anyone who plans to keep a vehicle for 15 years or more, anyone who tows a boat, a camper, or a trailer, anyone who wants the absolute lowest probability of being stranded on the side of the road. If you have a long driveway in a snowy state and you value longevity, this is the one. Who should skip it? It gets 17 miles per gallon, so fuel costs can be high. If you are commuting 60 miles a day, the gas bill is going to sting. And if you cannot park a 192-inch SUV comfortably, look at the smaller pick. But that brings me to number 1. The single SUV I have recommended to more retired customers than any other vehicle in 24 years. Number 1, Lexus RX 350. If this video is making sense to you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I do these breakdowns every week. Now let's get into the SUV that, in my professional opinion, is the most senior-friendly, lowest-maintenance luxury vehicle ever built. The RX 350 from 2010 to 2015, the third generation, is the SUV I tell people to buy when they tell me they want one car they will own until they stop driving altogether. I have a customer right now who bought a 2013 RX 350 in 2016 with 38,000 miles. She just turned 78 last month. The truck has 142,000 miles. In 9 years of ownership, she has spent $1,890 on repairs, and that includes brakes, 2 batteries, and a window regulator. That is $210 a year. There is no luxury SUV on the planet that touches that number. None. Here is the engineering. The 2GR FE engine, 3.5-liter V6, naturally aspirated, port-injected timing chain. This is widely considered one of the most reliable V6 engines in automotive history. Toyota built it for the Camry, the Avalon, the Highlander, the Sienna, and the Lexus RX and ES. It is in literally millions of vehicles worldwide, and it has a documented track record of going 300,000 miles on factory internals. I am not exaggerating. I have personally torn down 2 of these for inspection at over 280,000 miles, and both had cylinder wear within factory tolerance. It is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, Toyota's U660E. There are forums online where owners post 400,000-mile transmissions with original fluid still working. I am not recommending you skip the fluid change, but the point is, this powertrain is beyond bulletproof. It is set in concrete. Now here's why the RX 350 is the perfect senior SUV. The seat height is 21 inches, which is the absolute ideal step in height for someone with knee or hip issues. Lexus calls it chair height seating, and it actually means something. You do not climb up, you do not drop down, you sit. The doors open wide, the door sills are low, and the floor is flat. The steering wheel telescopes and tilts. The mirrors are huge. The blind spots are smaller than almost any modern SUV because Lexus prioritized visibility over styling. The ride quality is what really sells it. Lexus tuned this generation specifically for comfort. It glides over potholes that would jolt a German SUV. For someone with arthritis, a bad back, or just sensitivity to a rough ride, the difference is night and day. And the cabin is so quiet, you can have a phone call at 70 miles per hour without raising your voice. Pricing right now is the kicker. A 2013 to 2015 Lexus RX 350 with under 90,000 miles is going for $17,000 to $22,000. Compare that to a comparable Audi Q5 from the same year, which is $16,000 to $20,000. You are looking at the same money for an SUV that, based on every shop record I have ever seen, will cost you a fraction to maintain. The Audi will need a timing chain tensioner job at 100,000 miles that costs $2,800. The Lexus will need an air filter. Repair Pal puts the RX 350 annual maintenance cost at $507, which is the lowest of any mid-size luxury SUV on the market. The probability of a major repair is 9%, compared to 19% for the segment average. Let me say that more clearly. The Lexus RX is half as likely to need a major repair as an average luxury SUV. Half. Inspection checklist. First, check the dashboard for cracking. Some 2010 to 2013 models had a dashboard issue in hot climates. Toyota extended the warranty, and most have been replaced, but verify it. Second, listen for any whining from the power steering. The RX uses electric power assist, and the motor can wear at high mileage. It costs $700 to fix, so use it to negotiate. Third, check the rear hatch struts. They get weak around 100,000 miles, and the hatch will start dropping. $80 for a pair, easy do-it-yourself fix. Fourth, my pro tip: find one that was owned by a single older driver. Check the interior wear. If the driver's seat bolster is barely scuffed, you have a winner. Who should buy this SUV? Honestly, almost any senior driver. If you want one luxury SUV that you can buy today, drive for 10 years, and never worry about, this is it. If you have any joint issues at all, the seat height alone is worth the price of admission. If your spouse drives it sometimes, and they are shorter or taller than you, the adjustability is fantastic. Who should skip it? If you need 3 rows, get the Highlander instead. Same engine. If you need to tow more than 3,500 pounds, look at the GX 460. And if you want sporty handling, the RX is comfortable, not sharp. It drives like a well-cushioned sofa, and that is exactly what most older drivers want. Here is my final word on these 3. The Acura RDX is the budget pick. The Lexus GX 460 is the over-engineered tank, and the Lexus RX 350 is the gold standard. Any one of them will give a senior driver a luxury experience without the luxury repair bills, and any one of them will outlast vehicles selling for twice the money. Skip the German lease returns. Skip the new car payments. Buy one of these 3. Get a pre-purchase inspection from an independent mechanic and drive it for the next decade with a smile on your face. If this helped you or someone in your family, hit that like button and subscribe. I have more videos coming on the vehicles dealerships hide and the ones that actually deserve your money. Take care of your car and it will take care of you. I will see you in the next one.